And welcome back, everyone, to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel on the call for tonight's game. We were just getting through some technical difficulties with our camera. Thanks to our tech guy, Ryan, for figuring some stuff out with that. Play just about to get underway here. But once again, I'll go through the starting lineup for the Unicorns if you missed it. Batting first and playing second base will be Kyle Bonneke. Batting second, playing center field, Coleman Poget. Batting third, the third baseman, Colin Rideout. Hitting fourth will be the right fielder, Dan Elliott. Batting fifth behind the plate, he hit 2 home runs in last night's contest. That's, of course, Jimmy Latona. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Dan Williams. Hitting seventh, the first baseman, Larry McCabe. Playing shortstop and hitting eighth, Adrian Guzman. And rounding out the order for the Unicorns is the left fielder, Coley Curry. On the mound for the Diamond Hoppers will be Colby Neely, making his second start of the season. His last start was a start against the Beavers back on Sunday, July the 2nd. He threw 4 innings, gave up just 1 hit, 2 earned runs. He did walk 4 batters, but did strike out 5. So 4 walks, a pretty high number in just 4 innings of work, but only gave up the 2 runs. It was his first start of the season, and it was a pretty good one for him. So making his second start, he has faced off against the Unicorns once so far this year. That was in a relief appearance back on May the 12th. He threw 3 innings against the Corns, gave up just 2 hits, no earned runs, did not walk a batter, and struck out 5. That was his first outing of the season. So Colby Neely has been one of the Hoppers' best pitchers this year. Ranks in second in earned run average at a 2.08 mark, limiting opponents to a 174 batting average, so he has been dominant. But the Hoppers will look for him to go the distance today. He hasn't thrown more than 4 2/3 innings in one appearance this year, so look for Colby Neely to try to work into the 5th and 6th innings possibly in today's game, but he's going to be facing off against a very good team, especially offensively in the Utica Unicorns. They lead the league so far this season with 12 home runs and 62 runs batted in entering the contest, and they're coming off that 6-3 win against the Beavers last night, where they put up 7 hits and walked 8 times. So a good win for them, backed by another excellent starting pitching performance, of course, from Spencer Stockton. So Tommy Lukongo tosses his warm-up throw down to second. Play about to get underway here. We'll quickly take a look at the Hoppers' defensive alignment. In left field, Caleb Davidson. Manning center field, Pat Adams. In right field, Bryce Peterson. In the infield, Wesley Jones playing third, Kevin Watley, and Wesley Jones up the middle. Zachary Gray is playing first. Like I mentioned, Tommy Lukongo is behind the plate. Colby Neely ready to get things started here against Kyle Bonneke. Leadoff hitter for the Corns leads the team in walks, and Colby Neely starts off Bonneke with a first pitch fastball at 89 on the inside corner. Look for Colby Neely to attack the strike zone. He's not a guy that's going to walk a lot of batters. This one is sky deep into center field. Pat Adams ranges back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So the Unicorns, definitely an aggressive hitting team. Look for them to come out swinging the bats today. Their offense leads the league. They lead in home runs, RBIs, as well as batting average. And they know that Colby Neely is going to go out there and throw strikes. So they're going to look to attack the strike zone. Coleman Poget will step up here for the Unicorns, hitting just 184 this year, but still hitting in the 2 spot. He does lead the team with 2 home runs. Actually now second behind Jimmy Latona, who had 2 last night. He now has 3, but Coleman Poget with 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in, an 0-1 count against him. And the delivery from Neely misses high and outside, 92 with the fastball. I was talking to one of our in-game hosts, Matt Derry, who has also called a game this year with Neil Rule back on opening night, as Neely deals in an off-speed pitch there that hits the outside corner 1-2. And the scouting report on the Unicorns was that they are a low ball hitting team. They're going to be a team that swings at a lot of pitches low in the strike zone. And Neely is a guy that's going to look to work a little bit more north and south than he usually does. He's a sinker ball pitcher. He also does throw a four-seam fastball once in a while, but most of his pitches come in low, so he might look to attack the high inside part of the strike zone today as he misses there on the outside corner. A full count here on Coleman Pogé. So Pogé, despite his low batting average, does have a .313 on-base percentage. He did walk once to reach base in last night's contest, and he will take the walk right here as the 3-2 offering misses. So good at bat there for Pogé. Didn't have to do much, didn't really have to foul off any pitches to draw the walk. That'll be the first base runner for the Unicorns, and that will bring out the dangerous Colin Rideout, one of the offensive leaders not only for the Unicorns team this year but also in the USPBL overall. Fourth in average entering the game at a .321 mark. He's got 17 hits, only 3 runs batted in, but he's been very productive. He'll foul one that'll reach out of play down that left field line. Rideout is a native of McHenry, Illinois, played his baseball at Tennessee Wesleyan University. We got a few players here in the league that come from Tennessee Wesleyan, of course, in NAIA baseball, as that 0-1 pitch missed outside with the fastball. So a 1-1 count here on Colin Rideout, the 3-hitter in this lineup, playing third base for the Unicorns. He was 1 for 5 last night with a run batted in. He'll foul this one once again off to about the same spot that he did on the first pitch. That one out of play. So he's behind in the count, 1-2. Rideout actually played last summer in the Western Australian League. So some professional baseball experience for him. The 1-2 pitch will miss way outside. Not sure if that was maybe a pitch out attempt there. Bonneke with a little bit of speed there on first. So far 1 for 2 on stolen base attempts this year. The 2-2 pitch misses inside. That will load the count at full once again. So back-to-back batters here with full counts. Already the 1 walk. Colby Neely did struggle a little bit in his last outing with his control, giving up 4 walks. This one is grounded foul on the 3-2 pitch. So just trying to stay alive out in front of it there. So if we take a look at Neely's season stats, so far only 6 walks for him, and 4 of those coming in his last outing, which no surprise that most of them came in his last outing, which was one of his longest ones and his only start, so still adjusting to that starting pitching role. And that 3-2 pitch is skied into right field. Bryce Peterson chasing back just shy of the warning track. He'll be under it there and make the catch for out number 2. It's a nice comeback at bat there for Colby Neely, able to find the strike zone with a few pitches there with a 3-2 count. And 2 down for Dan Elliott. A good game for him yesterday with the RBI, 1 for 3. Drove in that run with a sacrifice fly and also singled in the ballgame. So he's been consistent for the Unicorns, hitting .308 entering the ballgame, which is good for 4th on the team. First pitch to him misses low and outside. Looks like it was maybe the sinker there from Neely. From the stretch, that 1-0 offering right down the heart of the plate there, 84 miles an hour. Hard to tell if maybe that's his sinker. We've seen him hit 92 already today. Not known as a hard-throwing pitcher, more of a finesse kind of guy that will use some off-speed stuff. That pitch at 88. Upstairs misses inside, 2-1 count. So we already see Colby Neely working north and south here. He's trying to go low sometimes, but also trying to mix it up with some high pitches against this low ball hitting team. And a big swing and a miss there. Had a pitch in the dirt. Not sure if he got a piece of it maybe there. But Elliott taking a big hack at a breaking ball in the dirt right on cue. As this Unicorns team definitely likes to swing at pitches low in the strike zone. 2-2 count with 2 down and the pitch. Just missed it outside. Not sure where that one missed. Maybe a little high. looked like it caught the outside corner. You saw Tommy Lacongo on his way to that Hoppers dugout down the third base side, and Colby Neely kind of jumped off the mound, but not getting the call there from the home plate umpire. We have another full count in back-to-back-to-back at-bats, and swing and a miss there. Dan Elliott is caught fishing. First strikeout there for Colby Neely, retires the side. So scoreless after a half inning of play. You're tuning in to the USPBL YouTube channel. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel on the call, broadcasting solo tonight. My broadcast partner, Rich Borland, is doing some stuff with the group sales today. He's got a few groups at the ballpark, so heading up those as we dive deeper into this summer. Some more groups showing up at the ballpark. A pretty good turnout here at Jimmy John's Field. It will be Donald Goodson starting on the mound for the Unicorns, making his 5th start of the season here against the Hoppers. Take a quick look at the Hoppers lineup. Pat Adams batting first. Playing center field, Kevin Watley. Hitting second, the shortstop. Batting third, the second baseman, Wesley Jones. Hitting fourth, the first baseman, Zach Gray. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Caleb Davidson. Hitting sixth, Bryce Peterson, the right fielder. 7, 8, 9, Brian Davis, Tommy Lacongo, and Freddie Geely. And the first pitch to Pat Adams here from Don Goodson will miss outside. And Pat Adams has been the offensive catalyst for this Hoppers team all season long. Currently tied for the league lead in batting average at a .415 mark. Tied, of course, with Sonny Cortez. Pat Adams was in some Player of the Week contention about 2 weeks ago as he'll sky one into center field. Coleman Poge coming in and chasing to his right. He'll make the catch there for the first out. So now we'll take a quick look at the Unicorns' defensive alignment. Coley Curry is manning left field and center field. Coleman Poge, who just made that catch on the first out there from Pat Adams. Playing right field, Dan Elliott. In the infield from third to first, Colin Rideout. Playing third, Adrian Guzman. Of course, playing shortstop, Kyle Bonneke at second. Larry McCabe at first, and Jimmy Latona is behind the plate catching Don Goodson. Goodson deals in a first pitch strike, 92 on the outside corner to the shortstop for the Hoppers, Kevin Watley. 0-1 breaking ball, misses in the dirt. Good take there by Watley. Watley hitting .233 this year. Has 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. This Hoppers team enters the ballgame with just 2 home runs on the season. 1 for Pat Adams and 1 for Kevin Watley. So they have not been a powerhouse team. As that pitch is fouled off. Not sure if we have an 0-2 count or a 1-2 count. Maybe Watley did offer at that breaking ball. Scoreboard says 0-2. And the pitch from Goodson hits the inside corner there, rings him up. Watley is sent down looking. First strikeout there for Don Goodson. Nice breaking ball there. Goodson entering the ball game. Not a lot of strikeouts. 19 2/3 entering the game, but just 10 strikeouts. He has struggled with walks as he has walked 17 batters. Wesley Jones now stepping in, looking for some two-out magic. Big swing and a miss there. 95 outside. Good pitch there to start him off. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one sent over the head of the leaping Larry McCabe into right field. That's going to be a base hit for Wesley Jones. Solid piece of hitting there on the 0-1 count. Trying to start this two-out rally here. And that's the way to do it. Takes one to the opposite field. And Jones, the beer batter of the game. If you're in the suites of the bathrooms, $5 beer in the beer garden after that hit from Wesley Jones. So it will be Zach Gray's turn. 2 outs, 1 man on. First pitch from Goodson misses way outside in that right-handed batter's box. So Goodson working from the stretch. This one deep into right field. That's not going to stay fair there. Had the home run distance on it. Just going to try to straighten that one out. Zach Gray, not with any home runs this season, but definitely a power hitter in college. Attended Henderson State University Division II NCAA baseball. Had 10 home runs during his senior campaign. 1-1 pitch is an off-speed one that missed high and inside. 2-1 count. Gray so far this year does have 3 doubles, which does lead the Hoppers. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed the Hoppers with just 13 extra base hits this year, which is 4th in the league. So not a team with a ton of extra base power, or at least a team that hasn't shown it yet. And the 2-2 pitch. Another off-speed pitch misses high. Full count here. Gray was 0 for 5 in that big win for the Hoppers back on Sunday when they put up 6 runs in the 9th against the Beavers. A great comeback for them. Runner takes off here on the 3-2 count, and he walked him. So Goodson, who has struggled with walks so far this season, issues his first here. So the Hoppers now threatening with 2 outs. After a single from Wesley Jones, a walk to Zachary Gray, it will be Caleb Davidson's turn. Davidson did not play in that Sunday contest against the Beavers. He'll take a first pitch, another off-speed pitch that misses high. We've seen a few of those so far from Donnie Goodson. Davidson hitting just 182 this year. This Hoppers team enters the game with just a .226 batting average overall. Goodson finds the outside corner there for the first strike. 1-1 count. So Jones standing on second. Gray on first. This one grounded over to the first baseman McCabe. Makes the pick, rushes over to first, and just beats Caleb Davidson by a step. Nice play there to stay with it for McCabe, who looked like he was struggling with it at first. So not a bad inning there for Goodson. Escapes the jam with 2 outs and runners on after 1 inning of play, a 0-0 ball game. You're listening to the USPBL YouTube channel. And welcome back here to the USPBL YouTube channel. Jimmy Latona will lead off here in the top of the second inning, facing off, of course, against Colby Neely. 1-1 count on him here. Latona with a big day yesterday, 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in, and also drew a pair of walks. Those first 2 home runs came in his first 2 at-bats of the game, and then in his next 2 at-bats, 2 walks as he was kind of getting pitched around. So Latona showing off some power already with 3 home runs, which is tied for the league lead this season. And the 2-1 pitch sent hard into left field. That's going to be a base hit for Latona. So first hit on the board for the Unicorns. Good way to start the inning there. Latona picking up where he left off yesterday. So good to see him raising his average. Entered the ballgame hitting .300, so has definitely made some offensive improvements. And it will be Dan Williams, the DH. He did not play last night, was dealing with a hamstring injury, so good to see him back in the lineup. Leads the team with a .375 batting average as he fouls off the first pitch to the left side of the screen behind home plate. So Williams also 4 runs batted in. .436 on base percentage. He'll ground one over to second here. Jones to Watley. Over to Gray for the 4-6-3 double play. Not what the Unicorns ordered up there. But good news there for the Hoppers. 2 down. So perfectly executed pitch there by Neely. It'll be Larry McCabe's turn as he's moved down in the lineup. He was 1 for 2 with a walk yesterday. That's not a good swing and a miss there. Looked like that changeup in the dirt. So maybe hunting for that fastball or that sinker. But Neely, a guy that definitely likes to mix things up. This one is sent softly into left field. Caleb Davidson had him played good. Charges in, makes the catch for the 3rd out. So the Hoppers get the double play and the fly out. Quick work for Colby Neely. And we'll take a break and be back shortly on the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Bottom of the second inning, Bryce Peterson is leading off for the Hoppers here. Donald Goodson back out on the mound for the Unicorns. Peterson skies one into center field. Should be routine for Coleman. Pojay checks back a little bit more as this ball is carrying but he'll make the catch just on the shallow portion of that warning track out there for out number 1. So Peterson retired. It will be Brian Davis's turn. Back on Sunday against the Beavers, 1 for 3 with a walk. But Davis has definitely struggled so far this season, hitting below 100 at the 093 mark. Just 4 for 43 to start off his 2019 season. And pretty surprising to see Davis, a pretty good player last year, a 294 average. In the USPBL, he'll ground one over to the right side, and Kyle Bonneke can't come up with that one. That will most likely go as a single in the scorebook. Infield single there for Brian Davis. Saw Larry McCabe, the first baseman, tried to range over to make the play, but Bonneke able to knock it down, but not in time for him to make the throw. So second hit on the board for the Hoppers. And it will be Tommy Lukongo's turn. Catcher for the Hoppers, hitting .244 this season. He'll take a breaking ball that missed outside. Goodson features a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seamer, a curve, and a changeup. We've seen him miss high a few times with his off-speed stuff. This one skied into right field. Dan Elliott chases back a little bit there. He'll make the catch for a quick out number 2. So we're already seeing a pretty aggressive approach here for the Hoppers. But they definitely have to find a way to get things done offensively. Like I mentioned before, their struggling offense hits just .226 this season, and only 13 extra base hits, 2 home runs for them, and 11 doubles. Freddie Geely now standing in. Did not start last game, but was used as a pinch runner and ended up coming in to score the winning run on that wild pitch against the Beavers. They put up 6 runs in that 9th inning as they won that Sunday contest by a final of 8-7. 2-0 count on him here. And Geely takes one inside. Fastball offering that time. 3-0 count, so Geely would definitely not mind a walk here. He's got some speed, and it would advance Brian Davis over to second. On the 3-0, Goodson finds the strike zone with another fastball. Geely is hitting .269 this year, a product out of Troy, Michigan. Attended Siena Heights University. And that 3-1 pitch is called a strike, bounced in and out of the glove of Jimmy Latona. But the home plate umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt there. So full count on Geely. Thought he had the walk. So redemption for Goodson. Runner will be taken off, and he does. The 3-2 pitch, another inside one. Too far inside this time, and he walked him. So Geely reaches via the base on balls, which he has done now 3 times this season. Second walk already issued by Goodson. He walked Zachary Gray back in the first. You definitely don't want to walk someone with 2 outs, but especially when you got this guy coming up to the plate, Pat Adams. He is 0 for 1 so far. Flied out to left field in his first at bat. Takes the first pitch there for a ball. Pat Adams tied for the league lead in average coming into the game at .415. He'll take another pitch there, so Goodson struggling to find that fastball command, which it has been a problem for him. He's got the velocity. He'll throw about 94 to 96 as Adams fouls one off there. That one coming in at 91, maybe the 2-seamer. But Pat Adams with 3 straight multi-hit games, 2 for 3 back on Sunday with a run scored and also reached base twice via the walk. There's a good breaking ball right there. The curveball in there right at the bottom of the strike zone. 2-2 on Pat Adams, who also ranks second in the league, .538 on-base percentage. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Second strikeout for Goodson. And once again, the Hoppers strand runners on first and second. So we're scoreless through 2. You're listening to and watching the USPBL YouTube channel. We're through 2 innings here at Jimmy John's Field. A scoreless ball game so far. 1 hit for the Unicorns, 2 for the Hoppers, no errors so far. It will be the 8-hitter in Adrian Guzman leading off here against Colby Neely, who has worked very efficiently so far. First pitch swung on and missed by Guzman. And Guzman offensively definitely having a good season. 300 plus batting average, hitting .302 with a home run, 6 runs batted in. It's been a different story for him this season as that 0-1 fastball just misses inside there, 90 miles an hour from Neely. But Guzman last season hit just 192 and 125 at-bats. He did reach base quite a bit with the walk as he'll send one into shallow left field. Diving attempt there by Caleb Davidson. He can't come up with it. So that falls as a base hit. Didn't look like Davidson really had an attempt there to make the catch, but still trying to give up the body. Gotta love the effort out there. So that's a leadoff single in back-to-back innings here for the Unicorns. But Guzman, like I was saying, 22 walks last season. He reached a lot with walks, but not a lot with hits. But he's put together back-to-back multi-hit games, a single in his first at-bat, and now it will be Coley Curry's turn. He'll take a first pitch off speed that missed below the strike zone. And Curry so far this season is hitting .279. Surprising to see him batting so low in the lineup, but this Unicorns lineup from top to bottom really just gets the job done. Doesn't matter who bats where, they find a way to score runs. Leading the league in home runs and extra base hits. But they are facing off against a very good pitcher here in Colby Neely with affiliated experience. The Hoppers pitching staff leads the league in earned run average. The 1-1 pitch missing outside. So Jimmy Latona reached on a base hit to lead off the second, but Dan Williams able to help out the Hoppers, grounding into a double play. So Neely will look for another double play ball here, but a favorable hitter's count with the 2-1. The fastball misses upstairs, 3-1. So we are seeing Colby Neely trying to pitch a little bit more up and down in this start rather than just down with his sinker. So he's going to throw more four seams than normal, which he's not used to throwing so many four seams. Another one right there. Missed it high. He walked him. So second walk now issued by Neely. First and second for the Unicorns to start this inning. And that will bring up the top of the lineup in Kyle Bonneke. So not the start you want here. You definitely don't want to walk the 9-hitter. Coley Curry definitely better than the average 9-hitter, but nonetheless, you don't want to walk the 9-hitter, and especially not with Kyle Bonneke coming up, a guy that has produced for the Hoppers despite a low batting average at just 208. Entering today, a 351 on-base percentage. He walked twice in last night's game, scored a run, so he knows how to get on base, and he'll send one over to the right side. First baseman Zach Gray initially thought about third. He'll step on first here for the out. Looked like he flipped it over there to Neely. But that is textbook baseball right there as Bonneke advances the runners to second and third. I was just about to say, Bonneke not with the best batting average, but knows how to hit in crucial situations here, and he did so right there. So Guzman moving up to third, Curry moving up to third. It will be Coleman Poge's try. With runners in scoring position, really the first time that the Unicorns have threatened in this ball game. We've seen the Hoppers with runners in scoring position, but we're seeing two runners in scoring position for the first time in this contest. Coleman Poge walked his first time around. Might see him be a little bit more aggressive here, but he'll take a first pitch right down the heart of the plate there. Look to be the sinker. Possibly the changeup. Actually, 83 on the last pitch. His changeup will average between 81 and 84, so definitely a changeup there. That's a good pitch to start him off with. He'll ground one over to the left side, so Neely attacking him here. So Poge, just a 184 hitter, but second on the team with 2 home runs. Also has driven in 7. A chance to drive in a pair here behind in the count, the 0-2. Check swing appealed down to the infield umpire. Says no swing, and no surprise there. Good call. So the count at 1-2, 1 out, and second and third. Poge trying to come through. The Elijah, Georgia native swings and misses there on another changeup outside. Another good pitch from Neely. And that's a big out, number 2 for the Hoppers. So Neely working in some trouble, gets the strikeout with second and third. But it will bring up Colin Rideout. Another left-handed hitter in this lineup that is full of lefties. Definitely have an advantage against right-handed pitchers. It was a fly out to right field for Rideout in his first at bat, so made solid contact, but just not the right spot. This pitch gets behind Lacongo. Coming home is Guzman without a throw, and moving up to third is Coley Curry. The Unicorns strike first. A wild pitch from Colby Neely, 1-0 Unicorns. Definitely not what you wanted to do right there. You're 1 out away from getting out of the inning. So a wild pitch could prove to be a costly one here. 1-0 count here on Rideout. Still with a chance to drive in Coley Curry now standing at third. And the 1-0 pitch is a good one, a fastball. Right on that outside corner. So trying to go with the approach of pitching Rideout away, maybe trying to roll a ground ball with 2 down. Same approach right there. 89 on the outside corner, fouled off this time. So 0-2. If you erase that wild pitch this inning, it hasn't been too bad of an inning for Neely. He's been effective with the runners in scoring position, was able to get that strikeout from Pojay. And he's got right out behind 1-2. Fouls one off. Another changeup try. The scouting report says Neely works with a four-seamer, a slider, curveball, and changeup, but he also features a sinker, so he'll mix in that sinker and four-seam. But we're seeing him use all 5 of his pitches already in this ballgame. The 1-2, fastball upstairs, four-seam try, misses, 2-2 count. So Neely seems to be on point with his sinker, but we've seen him time and time again already miss with that four-seam fastball that he just doesn't seem to be comfortable throwing so far. 2-2 and 2 down. This one just gets a piece of it. Right out, staying alive. So right out, like I mentioned before, 4th in the league in batting average. He was 1 for 5 yesterday with a run batted in. Third baseman for the Unicorns. Comes to us from Tennessee Wesleyan University. He's got a 2-2 count. He'll send one into center field. Pat Adams chases back and to his right. He's under it. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Unicorns put up 1. A wild pitch from Colby Neely proves to be costly as Adrian Guzman scores during the at-bat of Colin Rideout. So 1-0, the Unicorns leading after 2.5 innings of play. You're watching the USPBL YouTube channel. And welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Kevin Watley getting things started against Don Goodson. Takes a big hack. Swings right through it there. We're here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Unicorns just put up 1 run there on the wild pitch from Colby Neely. 1-1 count here on Watley. He was caught looking back in the 1st. It was an inside breaking ball that kind of threw him off guard. So with more of an aggressive approach here, swinging through 2 pitches, Watley is down in the count 1-2. Watley hitting just .233 this year, but does own a .377 on-base percentage. He won't get on base here. Another swing and a miss. Another good off-speed breaking ball there from Goodson for his 3rd strikeout, the 2nd time Watley has been sent down. So not the way the Hoppers wanted to start this inning. I've talked about their struggling offense that just can't seem to score runs. Big swing and a miss there from Wesley Jones. It's a team that does not hit a lot of extra base hits. They do find their way on base, whether it's the walk or some singles. 323 on base percentage, which is over 100 points higher than their team batting average at 226. But they just can't seem to hit in the clutch when it really matters. But maybe some signs that they're going to turn things around in that Sunday game, that comeback with 6 runs. Maybe a positive sign for Paul Nochi, the Hoppers manager. They did struggle in a non-public game on Wednesday against the Beavers. It was a 2-0 loss for them and just 5 hits in that 9-inning game. They do have 2 hits here. One of them thanks in part to Wesley Jones, who singled back in the first. And the other single was Brian Davis, but Wesley Jones with 1 down, a full count. He'll drive this one deep into left center field. Coleman Poje on the track, just shy of the wall. He'll make the catch for the second out. Jones giving it a ride there, looking for his first home run on the season. But just not enough there. We don't see really any wind action. The flag in center field there, if you can see it, pretty much at a standstill, just a slight breeze, but another great weather day here in downtown Utica. 77 degrees. Still the sun peeking out here. Had some great weather yesterday. Another great game today on the first weekend game of the 5th week now of this 2019 USPBL season. Zachary Gray now at the dish. He's taken a few, so 2-0 count on him. And this one sent into center field once again. Poje staying busy out there. More routine this time. That retires the side. They'll go down 1-2-3. And after 3 innings of play, the Unicorns lead 1-0. You're tuning into the USPBL YouTube channel. And we head to the fourth inning here. Dan Elliott swinging at the first pitch. This one out of play and out of the reach of Freddie Geely. So Dan Elliott in this game so far 0 for 1. Facing off, of course, against Colby Neely, who did give up 1 run last inning, a wild pitch for him. Was able to score Adrian Guzman as the pitch there in the strike zone. 1-1 count. This one grounded to Wesley Jones at second. He'll turn around there and make the play for the first out. So it was last inning during the at-bat of Colin Rideout. The Unicorns had second and third. And Neely had just struck out Coleman Poge to get 2 outs in the inning. But then Neely did throw a wild pitch, ended up retiring Colin Rideout. But this one grounded over to third. A nice play there by Freddie Geely, but the throw to first in the dirt. Zachary Gray can't pick it right there. We'll see what that one will go down as in the scorebook. But pretty interesting to see Freddie Geely over there at the hot corner. We usually see Wesley Jones, but Wesley Jones manning second base today. So a little flip-flop for them. That, in fact, will be ruled a hit. It was a great pick on the backhand by Geely. Definitely not an error on the first baseman, Gray. A tough scoop, maybe one he should have had. But an infield single there for Jimmy Latona. Another 2-hit day for him after 2 home runs last night. And it will be Dan Williams' turn. Speaking of last night, Williams did not play in the game due to some hamstring tightness. So good to see him back in the lineup in the action for the Unicorns as he leads the team, entering the game with a .375 batting average, 9 hits this season, also 4 walks, 1 home run, and 4 runs batted in. This one is sent into center field, actually left center field. And Caleb Davidson calls off Pat Adams to make the catch for a quick out number 2. So Williams goes down, retired for the second time. Grounded out in the double play in the second. Retired this time with a fly out to left. And it will be Larry McCabe's turn. McCabe flied out to left field his first time around. This time grounds one to Wesley Jones. He'll flip to Watley at second. And that will retire the side. So Neely making quick work of the Unicorns once again. Just one batter over the minimum in this inning as he gets McCabe in the ground out. So we'll head to the home half of the fourth coming up on the USPBL YouTube channel. Checking back in here for the bottom of the fourth inning here on the USPBL YouTube channel. 1-0 Utica in control here. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7 here for the Hoppers. Caleb Davidson leading off against Donald Goodson. He'll be followed by Bryce Peterson and Brian Davis. First pitch in there for a strike. It was a good inning, last inning for Goodson in the third, as he finally sent down the Hoppers 1-2-3 as that breaking ball, curveball, misses in the dirt. But last inning, able to get Watley swinging. Wesley Jones did give one a ride out to left center, but Coleman Poge, good center fielder, able to track it down. And then also another fly out to Poge from Zachary Gray. So able to send down the 2-3-4 hitters, 1-2-3. So we'll see if 5, 6, and 7 will prove to be difficult here for Donald Goodson, who is behind in the count, 2-1. Davidson 0 for 1 so far, and he'll make it 0 for 2 here. If Poge can make the catch, and he will, routine there, didn't have to move much out there in center field. It's a quick out number 1. There goes JJ, the field general, the bat dog here at Jimmy John's Field. If you haven't been out to the ballpark yet this season, definitely should come out and see a game or a few. JJ definitely a fan favorite. Retrieves the bats, does some tricks with some frisbees, sometimes out in right field in between innings. But back to the baseball action here. Bryce Peterson on the first pitch, swinging, grounds one to right out at third. A high throw. Larry McCabe leaps, makes the catch, and steps on first for out number 2. So the Hoppers' aggressive approach not paying off here. They have changed their approach since the first and second innings. They weren't so aggressive, able to draw a couple of walks, as Goodson has walked 2. But 2 down already there as Peterson was swinging at the first pitch. And now it will be Brian Davis's turn. He singled his last time around. A slow start to the season for Davis, but he has picked up the bat recently, 1 for 3. Back on Sunday against the Beavers, and already a hit tonight. It was an infield single for him that Bonneke was not able to make the play on back in the second. And he's got a good hitter's count here, 2-0. Goodson trying to go 1-2-3 for the second inning in a row. And the 2-0 pitch is skied. That one will go out of play. Over to the left side. Paul Nochi down there in the coaching box at third, the manager of this Eastside Diamond Hoppers team, as he has been in the first 3 seasons, so currently in his 4th season now with the Hoppers, looking for his first USPBL championship. The 3-1 pitch to Davis, missing upstairs. Another walk issued by Goodson. This will be the second time that he has walked a batter with 2 outs. He walked Freddie Geely with 2 down back in the second. Something that me and Rich always talk about are those leadoff walks and those 2-out walks. You never want them to happen that way. But good news here for the Hoppers. Tommy Lukongo up to bat. He'll ground one over to second. Bonneke with an easy play there as he ranges to his left. Flips it over to McCabe, and that will retire the side. So Goodson gives up the 1 walk. The Hoppers leave another man on. And the Unicorns still in control after 4. They lead 1-0. You're watching the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel bringing you the call for today's game. The Unicorns versus the Hoppers. The Unicorns leading in this one 1-0 so far. 3 hits for the Corns, 2 for the Hoppers. No errors for either team, so a pretty clean ball game so far. And we're just about an hour into this game. Here in the top of the 5th now, Colby Neely back out for his 5th inning of work. He'll face off against Adrian Guzman. First pitch missing outside. Guzman with another single. Came back in the 3rd. He's had back-to-back multi-hit games, so looking for a 3rd in a row. And Neely comes in on him here with the fastball, and he hits him. So first hit batter we've seen in this game. It's a good start to the inning for the Unicorns, but not a good start for Colby Neely, who is making just his 2nd start this year and will be working into the 5th inning for the first time. He did throw 4 2/3 against the Mammoths back on May the 26th, but that was a relief appearance for him. He threw just 4 innings in his first start against the Beavers earlier, just 5 days ago in this month, back on July the 2nd. Gave up just 1 hit, did walk 4, and struck out 5. That was his first start of the season, like I said. So 2nd start of the season here. The Hoppers want to see him go deeper into this ball game. So they'd like to see him go at least 5 or 6 innings. We do see some action in the Eastside Diamond Hoppers bullpen as Tyler Tamaka is currently getting loose. But Coley Curry up to bat, grounds one. That one is foul, just foul, said the infield umpire. So Coley Curry walked in the 3rd. That was his first plate appearance. 0 for 4 in last night's game against the Beavers. He was hitting a little bit higher in the lineup in the 6th spot, so moved down to the 9th spot. Pretty interesting to see. He is hitting .279. This pitch gets past Latona. We'll see if this will be ruled a check swing. And it looks like it will be a 1-2 count here on Curry. However, Adrian Guzman moves up to 2nd. If you remember, all the way back to the 3rd inning, Guzman ended up coming around to score on that wild pitch during the at-bat of Colin Rideout. So Guzman with some good speed on 2nd and no outs. 2-2 count. Curry trying to pull the ball, will sky one into center field. Pat Adams chases in and makes the catch, not deep enough for Adrian Guzman to advance. The cutoff throw comes into Kevin Watley. So 1 down for the Corns. Still with the runner on here in the top of the 5th. So Colby Neely does retire Curry for the first time after he reached in the walk. With that walk back in the 3rd, he goes down, and it will be the top of the lineup now, Kyle Bonneke, who is 0 for 2 so far, looking for his first hit. He'll ground one over to 2nd, just like he did last time. Wesley Jones throws over to Zach Gray for out number 2. The runner does move up. Bonneke grounded one to 2nd back in the 3rd, and the runners were able to advance to 2nd and 3rd with just 1 out in that inning. It was big, too, because Adrian Guzman was able to score on that pass ball. So maybe you would like to have seen Bonneke reach base. It doesn't necessarily mean a ton that Guzman is able to advance to 3rd, because a single usually scores your man from 2nd, especially with speed like Guzman. But still, runner on 3rd here for the Corns. Coleman Poge coming to bat here. Did reach via the walk back in the 1st, but he went down swinging in the 3rd. One of 2 strikeout victims for Colby Neely, who is now working behind in the count 2-0. We've seen a few walks for Neely, 2 of them, also a hit by pitch, just the 2 strikeouts. He'll find the strike zone there, look to be the breaking ball. 2-1 count. His 2 strikeout victims so far, Coleman Poge back in the 3rd, Dan Elliott in the 1st. He'd like another strikeout here, but just trying to get an out any way he can. Another good breaking ball ties up Poge. This time on the inside corner, Poge went down swinging on an off-speed pitch back in the 3rd. We'll see what Neely brings here with the 2-2 count. Runner on 3rd trying to escape the jam, and the pitch swung on and missed. He goes back to the breaking ball. A great pitch there on the outside corner, appeared to be the changeup. 3rd strikeout for Neely is a big one as the Unicorns leave another man on 3rd. So still a 1-0 lead for the Corns. We'll head to the home half of the 5th coming up on the USPBL YouTube channel. We head to the home half of the 5th inning. Freddie Geely will get things started here for the Hoppers, playing 3rd base for them today. Donald Goodson still on the mound for the Corns. His fastball misses upstairs. It's been a pretty good outing for Goodson so far. Just 2 hits given up through 4. Freddie Geely skies one deep out to right field. Elliott chasing back, and he'll make the catch right near the wall. Geely gave one a ride, not known for his power necessarily, but almost taking one out for his first of the year. It's a great swing for Geely. Unfortunately, he is retired for the first out. We're still not seeing much of a win factor. The flag blowing slightly in towards home plate, so maybe the balls will be dying a little bit more than normal. But it shouldn't matter too much for Pat Adams, who has had a great season so far. Came into the game hitting .415. He's got 1 home run, one of just 2 that the Hoppers have. He's got a 1-1 count here against Goodson. Adams was in some Player of the Week contention a few weeks back. Sonny Cortez and Luis Contreras ended up earning co-players of the week, but Pat Adams had a great week and has continued his success with 3 straight games, getting 2 hits or more. 2-1 looked to be that changeup from Goodson. He doesn't throw it too often. We've seen him work quite a bit with his curveball and four-seam today. Good hitters count at the 3-1 for Pat Adams. He'll take a pitch upstairs, missing. Tried him with another fastball, but he walked him. So Pat Adams reaches base for the first time in this one. And it will be Kevin Watley's turn. A tough day for him at the plate so far, 0 for 2. He went down looking in the first and swinging in the third, so has not been very productive here in the 2 spot for the Hoppers. Watley just 205 last year with his batting average as Goodson misses inside with the fastball. 151 at bats for Watley. He was the defensive player of the year, so definitely known for his defense. And there were some good signs for Watley towards the beginning of the season, as that 1-0 pitch is another off-speed one that hits the outside corner. But Watley showed good signs earlier in the year with his batting average, was getting some hits, reaching base, which he does enter the ballgame with a .377 on-base percentage, but hasn't had a ton of success with the bat as of late. 1 for 4 last game against the Beavers. Did also walk, score a run, and drive in one. So Paul Noce looking for his number 2 guy, Watley, to deliver here with 1 down. Won't be able to do so here as that one missed in the dirt. So 3-1 as Donald Goodson seems to be struggling with his control once again. It really wasn't a problem for him in the 3rd and 4th innings. In the 1st and 2nd, he walked 2 batters combined in those innings, but was able to escape 1st and 2nd jams. The runner takes off here, and he hits him. Kevin Watley tosses that bat over to the dugout. You definitely don't want to be hit by a pitch, but especially not from a flamethrower like Goodson. To give a little bit more background on Goodson, if you didn't know, he actually entered the league as a shortstop back in 2018. And the coaches started looking at him, saw he had some electric stuff when he was playing some long toss in the outfield, so converted into a pitcher last season. Used as a reliever just 8 games, 10 2/3 innings, a 10.97 ERA, no strikeouts, no walks for him, as the command continues to be an issue here against Wesley Jones. That one will get past the catcher, Jimmy Latona, and runners will move up to 2nd and 3rd. But going back to Goodson, didn't have the best season last year, but was kind of just getting his feet wet as a pitcher. He improved his mechanics enough to increase his velocity, topped out this season at 97 in a bullpen session. Wesley Jones will sky one to center field. Poge is under it here. This should score the run. Poge will throw one in to Adrian Guzman, the shortstop. And Wesley Jones delivers as the Hoppers find their way on the scoreboard for their first run of the game. So Jones drove in a run back on Sunday against the Beavers. He drives in the Hoppers' first run here, makes it a 1-1 ball game. So good at bat for him there. And it will be Zachary Gray's turn. Still a runner on second here. This pitch in the dirt. Good block by Jimmy Latona. So tough inning control-wise for Goodson. The walk to Adams, the hit by pitch to Watley. Adams comes around to score on that sacrifice fly. Wesley Jones credit with the RBI. Gray takes another pitch, this time a fastball, 2-0 count. That wild pitch definitely proved to be a costly one during the at-bat of Wesley Jones. This one grounded off foul to the first base side. So Gray trying to battle here. As I mentioned earlier, Gray, a product out of Hamilton, Ohio. attended Henderson State University, Division II NCAA ball. Had 10 home runs in his senior season, hitting .294. No home runs to his name, as this one is fouled deep out of play down the left side. Gray has reached base once so far in this game, back in the first with the walk. And a routine fly out to center field sent him down back in the third. 2-2 count here. Good breaking ball in on the hands. Gray just catches a piece of it to stay alive. Goodson trying to escape another inning with a runner in scoring position. The Hoppers have had chances to strike back in the first and second with runners on first and second. Not able to score, but finally able to scratch one across the board here, but they'd like to add another to take the lead. Here comes the 2-2 once more. Just missed, not sure where. Latona tried to bring it back in the strike zone. Goodson was ready to head off the mound back to the dugout. So it will be a full count to Gray, as the runner Watley will have a boost off of second. The better secondary lead. He'll go chasing here. Does Zachary Gray. He'll strike out. Fourth strikeout there for Donald Goodson. Will end the fifth inning, but the Hoppers put up one on the sac fly from Wesley Jones that plates Pat Adams. A 1-1 ball game after 5 innings of play here on the USPBL YouTube channel. And welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Jumping into the action quickly, Colin Rideout swings at the first pitch, grounds one to Kevin Watley. He'll make the routine play there. But the day for Colby Neely is done on the mound. He finishes with his longest outing of the year, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run on that wild pitch. He walked 2 batters and struck out 3. He also hit 1 batter. So not a bad outing for Neely in his longest start of the year, just his second start, but he turns the baseball over to Nate Sweeney. So Neely came in with some affiliated experience, and Nate Sweeney does as well. He's got 1 down, facing off against Dan Elliott, 0 for 2 thus far. That one's in there for a strike. Dan Elliott struck out back in the first, grounded out to second back in the fourth. But Sweeney was signed by the Cubs back in 2016. He'll miss with the 1-1 off-speed offering there. He's just 21 years old, but has 3 years of affiliated experience, 56 and 1/3 innings overall in those 3 years, a 7.67 earned run average. This bat is flung over to the right side as Elliott loses his grip on it. Elliott does not wear batting gloves. Thankfully, that one did not reach the crowd, almost reached the dugout. So Elliott will maybe throw some pine tar on that bat. So to talk a little bit more about Nate Sweeney, signed by the Cubs in 2016. So making his, or I should say, his first season here in the USPBL. He'll strike out Dan Elliott here. He goes down swinging, a quick out number 2. But Sweeney was released by the Cubs back in March of 2019, so most likely played in some spring training action this year, but did not earn a spot on the team. He reached short A ball in 2018. Jimmy Latona now to the dish, already with another multi-hit game. After he hit those 2 home runs last night, he's got a pair of singles. One into left field back in the second, one in the infield over to the right side, which was back in the 4th. 0-1 count on him. Sweeney deals in another good breaking ball there. Hits the outside corner. So the command is definitely there so far for Sweeney, who has primarily been used as a starting pitcher this year. Has made 3 starts. He gets Latona swinging. He's sent down for the first time in this one. A clean 1-2-3 inning there for Nate Sweeney as he sends down right out Elliott and Latona in order. So we'll head to the home half of the 6th inning coming up on the USPBL YouTube channel. To the home half of the 6th we go. Here on the USPBL YouTube channel, Leo Ortel on the call. Donald Goodson back out on the mound for the Corns. He'll face off against Caleb Davidson. 0 for 2 so far. He grounded out back in the fourth. Big swing and a miss there. Another good changeup from Goodson, who has not featured his changeup a whole lot in this start so far. Has primarily been working with his four-seamer and his curveball. But Goodson with a good count here, 0-2. Looked like another changeup try, maybe a curveball that he did not get to curve how he wanted it to. So a 1-2 count. Davidson in the 5 spot here for the Hoppers. Entered the ballgame hitting just 182, so a slow start to his season, as it has been for many hitters in this lineup. But Davidson brings in some experience in the Pecos League with the Hollywood Stars in 2017 and the Alpine Cowboys in 2018. Combined in those 2 seasons, 19 home runs, so definitely has some power potential. Working a pretty good at bat here, taking 3 straight pitches. 3-2 count on him. Davidson did not play back on Sunday against the Beavers, but he earned the start in this one. He'll fly one into left center field. Coleman Poge chasing back. He won't make the catch. This one finds the gap. That's going to be an extra base hit for Davidson. Good start to the inning here for the Diamond Hoppers. And we're taking a look at Donald Goodson's season stats. That's just the second extra base hit that he has allowed this season, as Skip Essien will make his way out to the mound here, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Entering the ball game for the Unicorns will be Sam Cottingham-Beard, who we saw in last night's contest, so he'll get in maybe a few innings of work here. So the day for Donald Goodson is done. We'll give you his final line and introduce some more information about Sam Cottingham-Beard, but we'll take a break and be back on the USPBL YouTube channel. And welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel on the call here. It's a pitching change for the Unicorns as Sam Cottingham-Beard enters the ballgame. Bryce Peterson swings at the first pitch. This one's sent over to the right side, and Kyle Bonneke will make the catch here. An uncomfortable-looking play for Larry McCabe, who was trying to range under it. He falls to the ground. Looks like he's going to be okay, but good play there by Kyle Bonneke, a tough one. Still a runner on second here, as we just saw the outing for Donald Goodson end with that double for Caleb Davidson. But Donald Goodson finishes for now with 5 innings pitched, 5+ we should say, as he did throw against one batter here in the sixth. But 3 hits given up. Just the 1 earned run is responsible for the runner on second, as this one is sent up the middle. Hits off the glove of Cottingham Beard. Adrian Guzman throws to first, makes the play. The runner, Caleb Davidson does move up to third. So nice play there by Cottingham Beard to get a glove on it, as that one could have found its way into center field. So now 2 down. And it will be Tommy Lukango's turn. But anyway, Goodson ends the outing. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 4 Ks. The 1-hit batter, so he gave up just the 1 run on the sac fly to Wesley Jones. So pretty good outing for him. Did get the 4 strikeouts, which he actually did not strike out a batter in his last outing against the Hoppers back on the 1st of this month. So good to see him getting a few more strikeouts as he entered this game with just 10 overall on the season. But he gives way here to Sam Cottingham Beard, who's already got a quick 2 outs since entering. Cottingham Beard struggled in last night's game, which was the 6-3 win for the Unicorns against the Beavers. Cottingham Beard threw 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 2 earned runs, walked a batter. He did strike out 2, so the stuff was there. He just left a few pitches over the heart of the plate, and the Beavers were able to hit him around a little bit. But he's behind here against Tommy Lukango, 2-0. This pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there by Jimmy Latona. Maybe trying to play some games with Caleb Davidson on third, trying to sell it that maybe it got past him. But 3-0 count here on Lukango. He'll be taking most likely with the 3-ball count, and in fact he is. The 87-mile-an-hour fastball hits that outside corner. Sam Cottingham Beard racked up quite a few innings last year for the Corns. Has struggled a little bit so far this year. And this one sent into right field. Dan Elliott makes the catch. Solid contact for Lukango, but he is retired. Great job there by Cottingham Beard to come in and get a quick 3 outs as the Unicorns strand a runner. It's still a 1-1 ball game after 6 innings of play. This is the USPBL YouTube channel. And 6 innings have gone here at Jimmy John's Field on another gorgeous night for baseball here in historic downtown Utica. The Unicorns battling the Hoppers. Dan Williams grounds one to Wesley Jones at second. He'll throw to Gray for out number 1. First pitch swinging here on Nate Sweeney, who is still in the ball game here for the Hoppers. A clean inning for him back in the 6th as he sent down the Corns 1-2-3 on a ground out and back-to-back strikeout swinging to Dan Elliott and Jimmy Latona. And it will be Larry McCabe's turn to bat. 0 for 2 with a fly out to left, a ground out to second. That first pitch from Sweeney misses off the plate outside. So Sweeney, who spent all of his affiliated time with the Cubs, he was drafted out of high school in the 33rd round back in 2016 as McCabe takes a swing and a miss right there on an off-speed pitch. With some interesting notes, a lot of USPBL coaches have spent time with the Cubs. Assistant manager for the Beavers, Mariano Duncan, was an assistant coach for the Cubs. And Paul Nochi had some time with the Cubs, as did the assistant manager for the Hoppers, Von Joshua, who worked as a hitting coach, and Jim Essien also took over for the Cubs back in 1991 in the middle of that season. So a lot of coaches here with the Cubs. And Sweeney behind in the count here, 3-1. And actually, we're just getting word that Nate Sweeney has some scouts looking at him. The Mariners are here to watch him. Colby Neely's start was actually ended a little shorter than it probably could have gone a little bit longer than it did, but the Mariners are in the building. Shout out to Rich Borland, my broadcast partner, for bringing up that information. So Neely already having a good showing here. We're not sure if he knows for sure if they're here, but definitely has to pitch always like there is scouts watching him. Full count here on McCabe as he fouls that one off. So Sweeney has already sent down 4 batters in a row. Still a young pitcher with a lot of potential, 6'4". Already with a lot of experience here, McCabe skies one out to right field, and Bryce Peterson under it for the catch. Out number 2 here in the top of the 7th. So some solid contact there for McCabe. He flies out for the second time in this ball game, and it will be Adrian Guzman's turn to bat. Guzman with another solid day, reaching base twice already. A single in the 3rd, was hit by a pitch in the 5th, and he's looking for his 3rd straight multi-hit game. 2 for 4 with an RBI. A 1 count here on Adrian Guzman. And quickly, nothing in 2. Guzman entered the game hitting .302, so upping his average and on base percentage. This one grounded right to Sweeney, hits off of him. It'll be a tough play here. Throws to first, and just safe by a step is Guzman. So that will go as another single for him, an infield single this time. So Guzman with another multi-hit game. Makes it 6 hits in his last 3, so 3 straight multi-hit games for him. So really has turned around his career as a hitter. He struggled last year, but is proving to be a solid bat for the Corns this season. You might see him move up more in the lineup as time goes. Already moved up 1 spot as Coley Curry, who's now to bat, hitting in the 9 spot tonight. So a 1-0 count on Curry. Has reached base once. A walk back in the 3rd. He flew out to center in the 5th. That was his last at bat. That off-speed pitch hits the outside corner. That's a good one from Sweeney. So it could have been a 1-2-3 inning for him. A little bit of an unfortunate break that one did deflect off of him. Otherwise, Watley or Jones up the middle would have been able to make the play. That 1-1 pitch just missing on the black outside. The 2-1 to Curry, missing it upstairs. Congo thought about throwing down to check on Guzman. So good hitters count for Coley Curry, 3-1. Curry, the native of Jackson, Tennessee, previously played for West Kentucky University, NCAA Division I. He'll draw a walk here. The second time he has done so in this game. So good sign for him there. Curry, usually more of an aggressive hitter, has not drawn a lot of walks so far this season. Entered the ball game with just 2, but now 4 after walking in the 3rd, and now here in the 7th. So Unicorns stringing together a little 2-out rally. Pretty dangerous situation here as Kyle Bonneke, the leadoff hitter, now standing in for the Corns. First pitch is a good off-speed one. It hits the outside corner. Appears to be a changeup. But so far, Sweeney is using his off-speed stuff to his advantage, able to find that outside corner consistently. His command definitely seems to be there, maybe not so much in that last at-bat, but definitely here in this at-bat. 90, right on the outside corner with the fastball, 0-2 on Bonneke. So Sweeney leans in, gets set here, looking for his 3rd strikeout. Chance to do it here. He's going to go with the high fastball. And this one is skied over to the left side deep. It's going to be out of play as Caleb Davidson, the left fielder, runs out of room. So good try there on that fastball high. Could be a good setup pitch for maybe a breaking ball in the dirt. But I wouldn't be surprised maybe if he goes back to that changeup on that outside corner. Seems to be consistent with it so far. Here comes the 0-2. He elects to go with the high fastball again. Another waste pitch this time. Does not get Bonneke to offer at it. Bonneke 0 for 3, but has had some pretty good at-bats, moving some runners over with some softly hit balls over to the right side. And this one hit hard over to the right side past the diving Hoppers defense. And this will get the run in. Adrian Guzman comes around to score. The cutoff throw is not a good one. As also Coley Curry moves up to 3rd. And the Unicorns will take a 2-1 lead. So Bonneke delivers big time here for the Unicorns with his 7th RBI of the season. And his first hit today couldn't have come at a better time here. So Unicorns strung together a nice 2-out rally, and still with a chance to drive in 1 here, or maybe 2, is Coleman Poge. Also looking for his first hit, did reach base with the walk. He'll take an off-speed pitch in the dirt here. 1-0 on him. But Poge has struck out swinging in back-to-back at-bats back in the 3rd and 5th against Colby Neely, who finished with 3 strikeouts in his outing. And that 1-0 pitch hits the strike zone. So a good start for Neely today, but will not be a factor in the decision here. Nate Sweeney currently in line for the loss. Hopefully the Hoppers can string some stuff together in the last couple of innings of play. That 1-1 pitch, not sure where that one missed, but maybe a little bit inside. 2-1 on Poge. So we'll see if Sweeney can escape a jam here. That pitch, the breaking ball, missing outside. Lukongo once again thought about throwing over to first. Maybe just a fake throw to try to get Coley Curry to jump off of third. But Sweeney behind in the count, 3-1 against Poget. Big cut. Poget was sitting fastball there. That pitch coming on at 86. So maybe a two-seam, maybe taking something off of it. But effective for Nate Sweeney. Maybe left a little bit higher than it should have been, but he's got him at a 3-2 count now. The runner goes. The 3-2 pitch hits the outside corner. Poget knew it right away. He goes down looking for the first time, but his third strikeout of the day, and also the third strikeout for Nate Sweeney, retires the side. But the Unicorns strike with a RBI single from Kyle Bonneke. They lead now 2-1. You're watching the USPBL YouTube channel. And back into the action here for the bottom of the seventh inning. The Unicorns just took the 2-1 lead thanks to a single for Kyle Bonneke. Freddie Geely is working here against a new pitcher in Kyle Ologis. And the outing for Sam Cottingham Beard is done as Freddie Geely grounds one over to Kyle Bonneke. He'll throw to first for the routine out number one. As Geely is retired for the second time after reaching with the walk in the second. He had a deep fly out that almost snuck out of the ballpark back in the fifth, but he grounds out to start the inning here. He started the inning also in the fifth, so he gives way to Pat Adams. But Olaji's on the mound for his 20th inning of work already in relief this season. Comes in with a 2.84 ERA, just 6 runs given up in those 19 innings of work so far. Only 5 walks and 20 strikeouts, so he really has been not only the most used arm out of this Utica pen, but also the best, as he's got a good hitter in Pat Adams down in the count 0-2. Adams, so far 0 for 2, reached on the walk back in the fifth. That was his last plate appearance. So looking for his first hit here. He's got a trio of multi-hit games in a row. So keeps the on-base streak alive, but trying to keep that hit streak alive. This one comes in on him. Doesn't look like it caught a piece of him. So a 2-2 count here against Pat Adams. Olaji's through in the USPBL last season. A 5.98 ERA in 22 games, 52 and 2/3 innings. He was used as a starter in college at Spalding University in Kentucky. He's a native out of Louisville, Kentucky, but used as a reliever this season, and he'll strike out Pat Adams. Fastball right down the middle. Not sure what Pat Adams was looking for there, but that will be his first strikeout and the second out here in the inning. So Sam Cottingham-Beard came in the 6th inning as Goodson gave up that double to Davidson. But then Cottingham-Beard able to get 3 outs in a row. Ola just looking to do the same right here. Already with 2 down, he'll face off against Kevin Watley, who is 0 for 2, but reached base when he was hit by a pitch from Donald Goodson back in the 5th. Big swing and a miss there on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. But Watley was sent packing twice, once swinging in the 3rd, once looking in the 1st on strikes. He'll take a pitch that missed there. 2-1 count here for Watley in his 2nd season in the USPBL, the Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's already had some highlight reel plays this year. That's a great breaking ball there from Ologis. Curving away from the right-handed hitting Watley. 2-2 count on him with 2 down. Looking to go 1-2-3. And the pitch. Another breaking ball. Watley swings this time and just gets a piece of it to stay alive. So we'll see the 2-2 offering once again. Another breaking ball. Did he hold up? Yes, he did, says the infield umpire. So good take there for Watley. Full count here. You definitely don't want to walk him in this situation. You got Wesley Jones waiting on deck. If Watley can reach, Wesley Jones drove in the only run of the game for the Hoppers with the sac fly. But Watley will go down swinging for the 2nd time. The 3rd time he's been fanned on strikes. So that will end the 7th inning. The Unicorns back in control with a 2-1 lead after taking the lead with the RBI single in the 7th. The Hoppers go down 1-2-3. You're watching the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel on the call here. 7 innings have gone here at Jimmy John's Field. And Colin Rideout up to bat here for the Unicorns. He'll face off against Nate Sweeney. Sweeney now in his 3rd inning of work. Struggled a little bit last inning, got 2 outs as this one is grounded over to Watley at short. Should be routine for him there. Makes the play for the first out. But last inning, Nate Sweeney able to get the first 2 outs to the inning. It was an infield single for Guzman, a walk to Curry, and then an RBI single for Bonneke, all with 2 outs, as the Unicorns took the 2-1 lead, as the Hoppers were just sent down 1-2-3 here. But this is an important outing for Nate Sweeney, as this one's grounded to the 3rd baseman, Jay Lee. He'll throw to first. A quick out number 2. So 3 pitches and already 2 outs here. But not just an important outing for Nate Sweeney and the Hoppers as a team, but personally for Sweeney. The Seattle Mariners, like we mentioned before, in attendance here, scouting Nate Sweeney, who has already played in affiliated baseball with the Chicago Cubs for 3 years. He's only 21 years old. He's got some nasty off-speed stuff, a pretty good fastball. So trying to have a clean inning of work here. If he can send down Jimmy Latona, he'll have gone 3 innings with just 1 earned run. So we'll see what he does here. 1-0 pitch is grounded over to the first base side. Just foul by a few feet there. Latona, 2 for 3 in the game with 2 singles. 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. He went down swinging back in the 6th against Nate Sweeney in his 1st inning of work. So the count even here at 1-1. Latona, 2 home runs last night for the Corns, 3 RBIs, and their 6-3 victory. This 1-1 pitch missing upstairs, not intentional there, just trying to go inside with something off speed as that pitch registered at 86. So just slipped out of his hand, but now Latona ahead here, 2-1. Sweeney set, he deals. This one skied out of play. Back behind home plate. Latona is now tied for the league lead in home runs with 3. He also reached base with 2 walks yesterday as well. So a productive day for his team. He'll ground one over to the 3rd. Geely with the pick. This one is called foul by the home plate umpire. Maybe foul by a few inches there. So Latona, in 141 at-bats last year with 3 home runs, he hit .291, which was good for 4th in the league in average. Already with 3 home runs this season, and he's hit on the hand here. Shakes it off as he's shaking off that left hand. Good thing that it didn't hit his throwing arm in his right hand. But not what you want to see there. And the Unicorns are trying to string together a 2-out rally for the 2nd inning in a row. It was a infield single from Guzman that started off the 2-out rally last inning. And Latona's hit by pitch could start it this inning. Dan Williams is looking for his first hit today. He entered with a team-high .375 batting average, but he's 0 for 3 today. He didn't play last night due to a hamstring injury, but he has recovered in the 6th spot as the DH. So a 1-0 count here to Williams, and the offering from Sweeney is fouled out of play to the left side. So Williams last year in the USPBL, a great season for him, .314 batting average and 5 home runs, already with a home run to his name this year. He also drove in 19. Played D3 NCAA ball at the University of Texas at Tyler. He'll foul off another pitch here, so the count now even at 2-2. He was a power hitter in college as he hit 8 home runs and also 13 doubles in his final season there. And the 2-2 just missing upstairs, a fastball. Could not get Williams to chase. Sweeney, not the hardest throwing guy, seems to be more known for his off-speed stuff. And the 3-2 pitch, the runner takes off. This one fell back to the screen. So Latona, you'll see him take off once again with the 3-2 pitch, gives the Unicorns an advantage here. Williams battling in this at-bat, waiting for him to make a mistake. This one flied out to left field. This one's going to get down up against the wall. Runner is coming around to score. That's Jimmy Latona. Dan Williams slides into second, and he drives in a run here to make it a 3-1 ball game. Great at bat there for Williams. He fouled off a couple of pitches. He'll now be lifted for the pinch runner, Dallas Oliver, who is tied for second in the league with 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts. But a good end of the day for Dan Williams. A good insurance run there late in this game. And now the second earned run against Sweeney. So runner on second, the pinch runner Dallas Oliver, and Larry McCabe to the dish. Looking for his first hit, as was Dan Williams. So we'll see if he can come through here for another insurance run. Still anybody's ball game. Unicorns now with the 2-run lead. But a 2-run deficit, definitely something easy to erase. The Corns do have a pretty good bullpen. Hoppers have not been swinging the bat so well to start the season. So we'll see what they can put together maybe next inning. But for the time being, Larry McCabe with a 1-1 count, 2 down. Oliver on second. McCabe fouls one off here. So McCabe's going to have to try to battle here to find his way on. Hats off to Williams for that last at bat. Had about 3 or 4 foul balls. A mistake pitch from Sweeney, and then was able to go to the opposite field. We'll see if McCabe has a similar approach here. Inside pitch, hard to take that one to the opposite field, but he gets a piece of it there to stay alive. McCabe coming to us from Virginia Beach, Coker College, 10 home runs in this past season with Coker, Division II NCAA. The 1-2 pitch sent up the middle. He gets a glove on it, but Kevin Watley with the spin around play. That will retire to the side. Fortunate there for Sweeney. Maybe stopped that ball a bit as it hit off of his glove. However, the Unicorns take a 3-1 lead off an RBI double from Dan Williams. So we'll see what the Hoppers can do coming up in the home half of the 8th on the USPBL YouTube channel. to the home half of the 8th. Wesley Jones facing off against Kyle Ologis. It was a good inning of work for Ologis, who sent the Hoppers down 1-2-3 last inning. The 9-1-2 hitters, Wesley Jones, the 3-hitter, sends one up the middle for his second base hit of the night. So a great day for Wesley Jones here in the 3 spot. A couple of hits, an RBI with the sac fly back in the 5th, which is so far the Hoppers' only run in this ball game. But a good chance here for them to strike. You always want to get your leadoff hitter on. So Wesley Jones reaches. It'll be Zach Gray's turn. Another guy looking for his first hit. The Hoppers with just 4 hits on the board. Zachary Gray takes our first pitch from Ologis. That's in there for a strike. He gets set. The 0-1 offering. Tries the outside corner again. He missed it that time. Gray graduated from Henderson State University, became a volunteer baseball coach for the team for this past season as he takes the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike, 1-2 count. But Gray put together a nice career at Henderson State. 294 average his senior year, 10 home runs, 45 runs batted in. That pitch in the dirt is blocked by Latona. Keeps it in front of him there as Wesley Jones stays put at first. So a slow start to the season for Gray. 0 for 2 tonight, did reach with the walk, but he'll reach here with a base knock to left. Right in between Guzman at short and right out at third. So back-to-back hits here. The Hoppers are threatening. With runners here on first and second, we'll see what Caleb Davidson can do. He had a good at-bat his last time around in the 6th inning. He doubled to left center field, which was the last pitch that Donald Goodson threw in his outing. So he took one the opposite way. He's got a pair of runners on this time. He led off the 6th with that double. He's got a 1-0 count. This is the time where the Hoppers need to pull through. Have not hit in the clutch tonight. Davidson fooled on that pitch. A check swing, but in there for a strike. Appeared to be that fastball on the outside corner. Seems like the velocity may be decreasing a bit for Ologis out there. The 1-1 breaking ball gets past Jimmy Latona, and the runners will move up to second and third with no outs. That is big for the Hoppers. Caleb Davidson maybe could have had the approach to try to advance the runners over with maybe something deep into the outfield, but now his approach should change. With second and third, he's trying to drive in a few runs. Hoppers need to capitalize on this opportunity. The 2-1 pitch, an inside fastball. This one registering at 91 miles an hour. So an uptick there in the velocity for Ologis. He's going to have to make a good pitch here. Wesley Jones over there on third, the runner on second. That's one grounded softly to the catcher. That's a fortunate break there for the Unicorns as that ball stayed fair. Latona makes the play for the first out. So not what the Hoppers wanted right there. With Gray on second and Jones on third. Davidson retired, and Peterson. Bryce Peterson will step to the dish for the 4th time, looking for his first hit. In his last at bat in the 6th against Sam Cottingham Beard, grounded out. On the first pitch offering that he saw, he'll swing at the first pitch here. Fly one out of play over to that right side. Stays in the field of play, but some large foul ground here at Jimmy John's Field. No chance for anyone to make the play on that one. Peterson was 1 for 4 back on Sunday against the Beavers. This one is called a strike. A check swing from Peterson, but it was a strike nonetheless. Peterson also walked back on Sunday and scored a run. He's got 4 RBIs this season, hitting just 176 entering the game. He's got to deliver right here. The 0-2 pitch is grounded softly to the third baseman. He barehands it, throws to first. Rideout will not be able to make the play here as Peterson beats it out, and the Hoppers strike once again. Maybe it didn't look pretty, but it does the job. So the Hoppers now only down by 1 run. Peterson with the RBI single as he goes down in the scorebook, an infield one. So definitely looks good in the scorebook, and good news for the Hoppers here. They've got Brian Davis first and third now. Ologist is going to try to roll a double play ball, but Davis has put together a pretty good day, 1 for 2. Also walked in the 4th against Sam Cottingham-Beard in the 6th inning. He grounded out to the shortstop on the first pitch that he saw. He'll swing at the second pitch that he sees in this at-bat, evens the count at 1. Paul Nochi flashing the signs over there in the coaching box down the third base line, the manager for the Hoppers in this first and third situation. The 1-1. That's a good breaking ball, curving in on the hands of Brian Davis. Doesn't offer at it in there. 1-2. Davis, the DH for the Hoppers. We saw him at catcher last week, trying to take some pressure off Lacongo as the Hoppers have just one catcher on the roster officially, but Brian Davis did some catching in college, so filled in for Lacongo against the Beavers back on Sunday, but back in more of a familiar role for him in the USPBL at DH. The runner takes off here. This one is swung on, tapped over to third, and now the throw to first will complete the double play. Rideout with the throw over to first. The hit and run does not pay off for the Hoppers. A big break there for Ologist and the Unicorns. The Unicorns do put up 1 run on the RBI single from Peterson, but Brian Davis retired via the double play. It's a 3-2 ball game after 8. We'll head to the 9th coming up on the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. We're through 8 here at Jimmy John's Field. Leo Ortel here on the call. Adrian Guzman swinging at the first pitch. He'll fly one out to right field. Bryce Peterson makes the routine catch on the first pitch that Guzman sees. He's retired for out number 1. So the Unicorns scored all the way back in the third on the wild pitch from Colby Neely. The only run allowed against him. Nate Sweeney still in for the Hoppers. Has given up a couple of runs to the Unicorns, one in the 7th, which was a RBI single for Kyle Bonneke, and then last inning, back in the 8th, was an RBI double for Dan Williams. Coley Curry trying to get an extra base hit here, sends one down the line just in foul territory, as Caleb Davidson is not able to make the play. If it fell, it could have been extra bases there for Curry, who has put together a 0 for 1 day, but has walked twice, once in the 3rd, once in the 7th, so he's gotten on base for his team. He entered the ballgame with just 2 walks this season, so good to see him reach a couple of times, because he's got the pretty high batting average entering the game with 279, but he'll up his on-base percentage today. We'll try to get on base here to allow the Unicorns to tack on a few insurance runs. 1-1 count against him here. Sweeney on the mound for the Hoppers. Now in his 4th inning of work. We got word from Rich Borland, my broadcast partner, the official broadcaster for the USPBL, who was working with his groups today during the games. He came up in the press box a few times and gave word that the Seattle Mariners are here to take a look at Nate Sweeney, who has struggled a little bit so far, giving up the 2 runs. He'd like to make it a clean inning here. It could mean a lot for him. 1-2 count here against Coley Curry, trying to reach base for the 3rd time, but the first time with a hit. So Sweeney, who works from the stretch even with runners not on base, deals in the 1-2. High fastball that time, missed outside, could not get Curry chasing, came in at just 87 miles per hour, so the velocity is decreasing a little bit as his outing goes on. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. An off-speed pitch on the outside corner gets Curry chasing for the 2nd out. That is the 4th strikeout now for Sweeney through 3 2/3, trying to shut down the Unicorns in the 9th. Currently in line for the loss, but if the Unicorns can put up a pair, he would be in line for the win. So we don't know how the official outing/line will finish for Nate Sweeney, but not a bad outing for him so far. Kyle Bonneke now the leadoff hitter standing in the left-hander. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0 count on him. 1-0 at 88 is fouled out of play over to that left side. So late on the 88-mile-an-hour fastball there. Bonneke that RBI single back in the 7th inning, which came against Nate Sweeney. It was a big one for them. Currently is not the winning run, but the run that makes it a technically 2-2 ball game at the time. Now a 3-2 ball game. 3-1 count on him here. Bonneke with a good hitter's count, looking for another hit. And the Unicorns have done damage against Nate Sweeney with 2 outs a couple of times. The 3-1 pitch hits the strike zone there. It was in the 7th inning that Nate Sweeney retired the first 2 batters, gave up a single and a walk. Bonneke singled to drive in the run, and then he got back-to-back outs last inning, but the Corns were able to string together another 2-out rally as Dan Williams doubled. No 2-out rally this time. Caleb Davidson ranges in, makes the play, so we'll head to the home half of the 9th inning as the Diamond Hoppers look to fight back into this ball game. You're watching the USPBL YouTube channel. Welcome back to the USPBL YouTube channel. Leo Ortel here on the call, bringing you the action tonight as my broadcast partner Rich Borland has the off night as he was doing some work with his group sales. As we have quite a few groups at the ballpark tonight, another packed house here at Jimmy John's Field. Last chance for the Hoppers. In this inning, Tommy Lukango grounds one to Ologis, hits off of him. He has to range back past the mound, but makes the play. So first pitch swinging, Lukango goes down. The Hoppers trail by just one run here. They'll look to string something together here. Freddie Geely will step up to bat looking for his first hit. He reached on the walk back in the second. He did not play last game, at least did not start against the Beavers, but he was the pinch runner that scored the winning run on the wild pitch against the Beavers back on Sunday in that 8-7 victory. He'll take a first pitch that missed from Ologis here. Ologis now in his third inning of work after entering the ballgame back in the seventh. The 1-0 offering just missing outside. Latona could not bring it back in the strike zone. Trying to get the call from the home plate umpire, but the home plate umpire staying consistent with his zone. He's had a very reasonable zone so far this game. It's that pitch, a little bit more inside. However, it was right on the outside corner. Hits the strike zone 2-1. So Ologis working quickly here. Freddie Geely skies one out to right center field. Coleman Poge ranges and makes the catch, calling off Dan Elliott in right center. 2 up and 2 down. And it will be Pat Adams. It will be up to him to put together a 2-out rally. You're trying to get on base here. You could tie the game with one swing, and Pat Adams has that power potential. He's got one home run so far this season and has had one of the best offensive seasons of anybody. He had just one home run in 31 games last year in the USPBL, but had some pretty decent power numbers back when he played college ball at Wayne State University. That first pitch from Ologis in and out of the glove of Jimmy Latona, and a miscommunication there as Ologis threw the fastball. Clearly Latona wanted something off speed because he was crossed up on that pitch. He was not expecting it, so not on the same page there, which is surprising to see here in their third inning of work together here. And Ologis has thrown a lot of innings to Jimmy Latona so far this season. He's been the most used reliever not only for the Unicorns, but I believe in the USPBL as a whole. He came in with 19 innings, so he's working here in his 22nd inning this season, and this is not what you want to see here. 3-0 against Pat Adams. And that one misses low. He walked him. So this could get interesting here. The tying run, the potential tying run, I should say, is put on first with Kevin Watley. Actually, we're going to see a pinch hitter here. Things get even more interesting. It was supposed to be Kevin Watley, but it will be Joseph Radzewski pinch hitting, getting his first at bat in the contest. So the left-hander comes in for the right-hander Watley. We'll see what Radzewski can do here. 3 RBIs this season, hitting .222. Also 3 walks to his name, but he's not going to try to walk here. He's going to have an aggressive approach. He'll take the first pitch, which is a fastball. It hits the strike zone. 0-1. So big roll here for Radzewski. Another inside offering hits the strike zone. Generous call from the home plate umpire. Radzewski thought about offering at it. So now the Unicorns and Kyle Ologis are just one strike away from finishing off this one. Let's see what Ologis elects to throw here on the 0-2. A lot of options here. You can go back to the fastball or try for something low. Looks like they will try for something in the dirt. Good stop there by Latona. There is some speed over there on first with Pat Adams. Pat Adams 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts so far this season. So good block there to keep Pat Adams at bay there at first. You don't want to let that one get past you to advance the runner into scoring position. Radzewski staying alive here. Fouls off that one. So Congo and Geely were retired to start this inning back-to-back. Pat Adams draws the walk. Brzezinski comes in to pinch hit for Watley. He'll ground one up the middle. Should be routine for Adrian Guzman. He'll throw over to Larry McCabe, and this ball game is over. The Utica Unicorns win their 11th game in just 14 games played so far this season. They continue their hot start as the Hoppers move back to a .500 record at 6-6 as their comeback effort is stunted here, not able to complete the comeback as they win by a final of 3-2. Really a all-around good ball game. A pretty quick one here. Started at 7:05, finishes up here at 9:34 p.m. A great day here at the ballpark weather-wise, but really just a solid, clean game. Some pretty good starting pitching performances from not only Don Goodson, who will be in line for the win, his second of the year, I believe, for the Unicorns. Also a good outing from Colby Neely. 5 innings for him, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Nate Sweeney came in and struggled a little bit, giving up a couple of runs in 4 innings of work, but not really a bad outing for him either. He goes 4 with just the 2 earned runs against him, and also striking out 3 batters, actually 4 batters, as he struck out Coley Curry in the 9th. He also struck out Coleman Poge in the 7th, Elliott and Latona in the 6th. But ultimately, the Unicorns remain unstoppable here. A good outing from Donald Goodson. Maybe not as long as they wanted him to go, but 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And also hit 1 batter, but another good start for Goodson with just the 1 earned run. Sam Cottingham Beard comes in the 6th inning, throws a scoreless inning. Kyle Ologies comes in to retire the save for the Unicorns as he threw 3 innings for that save, so he definitely earned that one. A great performance from him. The RBIs in this game coming up big for the Unicorns. Colin Rideout was up to bat in the 3rd. Not technically an RBI. It was a wild pitch from Colby Neely that plated the first run of the game for the Corns as Adrian Guzman scored, but RBIs for Kyle Bonneke and the 7th inning. And then Dan Williams with that RBI double in the 8th were the 2 clutch hits for the Unicorns. And really an all-around solid game. Not really an offensive outbreak for either team, but the pitchers did not struggle too much. A very clean ball game here. Ultimately, Utica wins it by a final of 3-2. They move once again, like I said, to 11-3. Top team not only in the Eastern Conference, but also the top team in the USPBL. The Hoppers move to 6-6, so the Unicorns now are the only team in the league this year to have a record above 500, and they're well above it here. Jim Messian has to be happy with the way that his team has started. So for all of us here at the USPBL, it's been Leo Ortel on the call. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in to tomorrow's game. It will be me and Rich Borland back on the call for that contest. It will be a Saturday night game, 7:05 start time, as it will be the Westside Woolly Mammoths in action for the first time this week, and the Hoppers will be back looking for some revenge after their loss tonight. It's another WCSX Classic Rock Saturday. Also Girl Scouts night presented by the Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan. So be sure to come out for that game. And if you can't catch that one, be here on Sunday against the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers against the Westside Woolly Mammoths for the Ninja Turtle Party presented by Fairy Tale Entertainment. Another Sunday fun day. And of course at both games the kids will run the bases. But once again, thanks for listening. It's been my pleasure to be on the call for tonight. This is Leo Ortel signing off. Thanks for tuning in.